This week on Marae, falsely accused, the ongoing battle for Zion King.
I lost everything. I lost my vehicle, lost my dog, lost my house, lost my children, my family.
Then what's around the corner in Te Tai Hauāuru?
To be honest, I don't really know who to vote for because it's the first time voting and I'd rather hear what they got to say to us.
And Maia Amai, our wheelchair wonder.
E ngā pītau whakarei o te motu tēnā koutou katoa, kei tōku taha i tēnei ata a Orini, a tipene lich, hei hoa mōku, tēnā koe Orini.
Tēnā koe Scotty, o tira tēnā hoki koutou e mātaki mai nā i o koutou kāinga maha huri noa, nau mai whakatau mai.
Who killed Chatrice Maihi Carroll? The Napier grandmother was stabbed to death in her home 6.5 years ago, but her killer has never been caught. The media at the time described it as a classic suburban whodunit.
And now Zion King, the man falsely accused of murdering Chatrice, wants police to reinvestigate the case.
He's a murderer in the community, a cold-blooded murderer in the community. What I want from the police is I want them to go and do their job. I want a full apology.
Zion King often walks alone on this Napier beach, a hermit hiding from the shame he's carried since being charged with murder 6.5 years ago.
I'm not the person responsible for what happened with my neighbour back in 2008.
Grandmother Chatrice Maihi Carroll lived next door to Zion when she was violently killed. Police had a few suspects. Zion was one of them. He was on early release for armed robbery, but insists he was living a good life before police set about proving he killed Chatrice. Did you kill Chatrice?
I did not kill Chatrice.
Within 2 months of Chatrice's murder, Zion was charged and sent to Auckland prison to await his trial, a jail with a hard reputation he didn't want to live in.
Because I was charged for this homicide, so they just says, well, I'm on maximum security now. So Zion, pick your gears up, you're off to Paramoramo. I didn't want to go there. I said, no, I don't want to go there. No way.
He spent 16 months in prison before his lawyers could bail him out, but on the first day of his trial, a shock admission from prosecutors. They had no evidence to convict Zion. He was set free.
It's a very important day. Justice has triumphed.
But the stigma of the charge still lingers.
I lost everything. I lost my vehicle, lost my dog, lost my house, lost my children, my family, lost my life actually. Yeah, lost everything.
I feel sad for everyone that went through this. Her family, our family.
Puawai is the youngest of Zion's 7 children and was working with her dad when Chatrice was killed.
It was scary. It was traumatising.
She was 16 years old when police questioned her 3 times without an adult present.
I had no idea they were even trying to place anything against my dad. I was just telling them what we did on a daily basis because that's all they were asking me.
The Crown used her against me, my own daughter, saying, my daughter has said all these things about you.
I don't know that they were looking for flaws to use against him.
They're both angry about what police did, and they admit it caused tension between them.
Instead of the police picking on my dad, they should be out there finding who really done it. Instead of leaving it as a cold case, they need to keep working on it. It's not fair. It's not fair to her family.
A lot of people think that I did it.
Chatrice's neighbour Eddie Nathan and his son Michael were also police suspects. Eddie still lives next door to the house where Chatrice was killed.
Yeah, me and my son were under suspicion. They kept on me every week. I was getting sick of it. I said, if you're going to frame me, you might as well go and chuck me inside now.
He says people doubt him because his DNA was found in Catrice's flat and they were friendly neighbours. Police accepted his explanation for the DNA, but because the case remains unsolved, Eddie feels he will always be under suspicion by the community.
The trouble is we don't know who killed Miss Catrice.
People think you killed Catrice.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do think I killed Catrice.
Did you kill Catrice?
No. I haven't got the guts to do it.
We made repeated requests for information and an interview with Napier Police. They initially agreed to an interview, but sent us a short statement instead. The case remains open, and if any further information comes to hand, we will gladly investigate it.
I don't know what new public information really means other than just a fancy set of words to say they're doing nothing.
Russell Fairbrother says police have to reinvestigate the murder to stop the suspicion continually falling on Zion and others in the community.
I think if they started again with a fresh approach, they might find the offender.
He joined Zion's legal team before the trial, led by retired high-profile QC Peter Williams and his partner lawyer Henny Phillips. They had proof the Crown had no DNA evidence against Zion, and police witnesses were wrong.
The night before the trial, we still didn't have a lot of answers. We had a theory which we had good evidence to support, but when the phone call came through from the police, that was a total shock.
Do you think the police stuffed up this case?
Well, clearly they stuffed up the case because they arrested someone who they now accept was innocent.
Russell says Zion is paying for mistakes police made during their investigation. They still haven't identified DNA on a wine glass at the murder scene Russell believes could be the killers.
From time to time, the police make real mistakes. However, admitting to the mistake is not something the police seem to be in a habit of doing. And I think a lot of face-saving goes on.
We raised those criticisms with police. In an email response, police admitted the investigation had been peer-reviewed and they don't want to relitigate the case in the media. 2 years ago, Zion's lawyers lobbied this list of government ministers and local MPs for help to get compensation for Zion. No one responded to his pleas for help.
The difficulty Zion has is that because he was not acquitted in a jury trial, or because he wasn't found not guilty after time in prison following conviction, there is no established course of compensation.
Desperate for answers, Zion walked into the Napier police station at the end of last year and met with senior officers to talk about the case.
He was saying to me, well, how much money do you want? I said, it's not the money, I want an apology. I want a full apology. I want you to, be accountable for, for your actions and arresting for something I never did. And he goes, well, only you know that. And I said, no, you know that too.
Police told him to get legal advice.
I think Zion deserves an apology. He's unlikely to get it. I think he deserves compensation because he spent time in jail when he shouldn't have spent time in jail. He carries the stigma of people still thinking he did it. And I think compensation would be appropriate.
The reluctance by police to apologise or offer compensation to Zion has forced him to start a civil case against police, expected to be filed in the High Court later this year.
You can bet your life the police will oppose it. They'll apply to strike the proceedings out. It will no doubt go to the Court of Appeal to review the judge's decision either way on that. And because it is breaking new ground, it will be a long, slow and expensive process.
As Zion once again prepares for his next courtroom battle, he's pleading with police to reinvestigate the case and find Catrice's killer.
The case is open. Why is it taking so long to re-look at it?
What would you like to say to Catrice's whānau?
I just want to let you know that I'm not the person responsible for what's happened to your sister, your auntie, your grandmother. I'm not the person, and I want to work with you because the police have just really, really misinformed you about a whole lot of information. And if you had all that disclosure I had, you would see exactly where I'm coming from. Just want to get my name cleared, no matter how long it takes me.
E te iwi I tuku tono mātou ki te whānau o Catrice, kia ui tia rātou mo tēnei take. Engari hei tā rātou he hokinga mahara, he hokinga mamai. Me te kore o rātou e hia ki te whakarākea no I taua mamai rā. Ko te tūmanako ia kia kitea e ngā prihimana te kai kōhuru, kua roa rawa nei e haere hāmene kore ana.
Now we're continuing our weekly electoral profiles leading to September 20. The Te Tai Hauāuru region covers the western side of the lower North Island, extending from the Mohakatino River in the north through to the Manawatu River in the south and further down to Porirua. It's the birthplace of the Māori Party after Tariana Turia turned her back on the Labour Party and their foreshore and seabed bill. Chris Mackenzie takes up the mantle for the Māori Party while Labour is backing Adrian Rurafe and the Rātana vote to win, and Jack McDonald will carry the hopes of the Green Party.
Tīmata mai ai te taone o Porirua.
It's the politics, everybody's believing in national, but I believe in Labour, man that's a cannibal. This is the can of peas, straight from the pea, but I don't even recognise, man, this shit like me, cause I just
Kei te ahuarangi rua ngā taiohi kei te pōti mo te wā tuatahi konei.
John Key and Chris Farfoy, Labour intermediate, but I don't even play that.
To be honest, I don't really know who to vote for because it's the first time voting and I'd rather hear what they got to say to us.
It's very tough. It's hard just getting by week.
And they're saying that there's a lot of work out there for all the people on the dole, but I've been trying to find a job for ages and I can't, there's practically nothing.
The hardest thing is health issues, especially when it comes to like me being sick, kids being sick. You got to choose between the kids or you. So.
Labour is the only option that I just want to choose. Labour and everybody, man, I'm on the news.
Awa ke I te ata ka tai atu ki te awa o whanganui. E whakanui ana I te tauhou Māori a I te tauhou nei ka heke te hākuia o te awa a Tariana Turia I te tūru o Te Tai Hauāuru.
Tika ana e wāwārua nui tērā ka waka kingia. Engari, ki taku titiro e tangata rongo nui a Chris Mackenzie, tēnei au te tautoko aki a ia, e roto I tōna ngā kaupai ki te iwi ki te tangata.
Mātou ko aku hoa, ko aku whanaunga hoki, o tā tātou ao, he ao Marae, he ao awa hoki. E harei te mea he tino pakeke mātou.
Ko te kaupapa nui kei rungi a mātou o te awa nui ārua, me ki wanga nui tonu. E tēnei wā tonu, koina te kreme mo te wai. Ko tō tātou awa tupu e rere ana.
Te ātāhua, te kāinga, koina nui.
Mutu ana I te awa ka haere tonu atu ki tētahi o ngā taone pāpaku I te tua whenua o te rohe o Te Tai Hauāuru, ki Taihape.
Do I know any of the candidates? No?
Oh, I have no idea.
No, well.
Yeah, Adrian Rahu.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Hākua kaore I te tino mōhio ko wai ka pōtitia, ko mōhio pūa Taihape ki ngā mea hei whakatika.
More jobs. More facilities available for kids. There's not a hell of a lot of options around Taipi.
Just things for the kids instead of them roaming around on the streets, bro. Know what I mean? It's better to keep the kids activated than keep them boredom and then they start causing trouble.
Roi anō ka haere tonu atu ki te rohe o Taranaki, ki Pātea. Do you know any of the candidates standing for Te Tai Hauāuru?
No, but the Labour Party came round and gave me a piece of paper with a name on it and a picture.
Nah, brother. Too busy working, bro.
Hoi ko te kaupapa matua anō I konei he pērā anō I a Taihape.
Get a youth club here, bro. Something to get the youth off the streets, because there's too much crime here, bro.
Nā ka haere tonu atu ki te raki o Taranaki ki Waitara. Te kāinga o tētahi o ngā kaitōranga pū tuatahi o Māui Pōmare. Koinei hoki te kāinga o te pēne o Solar Vest, he pēne kaha ki te āki te hapuri Māori o konei, a ko paura tamehana te kai waiata matua, he kaia ko kura hoki.
Maharau pāna ki ngā rangatai, ngaro haere, wetahi,
Kare tai te oti ngā mahi te kura.
So who will you vote for Te Tai Hauāuru?
To be honest, kare au te paku mohi o ia rāu, o ia rātau, ko wai ka tū, mo te tūru. Yes, I don't really know, but I hopefully that they can do justice for our people here in Taranaki.
Akai ko tata atu I te kura ko te Hillcrest Dairy. He toa nā Teresa Patu me tōna whānau.
Basically, I suppose a bit more support in relationship to around small businesses, you know, small enterprises and everything like that, and especially from a Māori perspective, you know, because we do, I mean, yes, this is my business, but it's whānau orientated, it's whānau run. And would you like chicken salt on that, madam?
He kaha hoki a Teresa ki te rapu kōrero I te hapuri nei mo te āhua o Taranaki.
We have had an increase in the oil and gas industry, but a lot of those positions take skill. Quite a few people from overseas have come back, you know, they have those skills and everything like that. But for our medium, low-based, you know, employment range, there is a huge lack of skill base, you know, and the ability to upskill yourself in that particular area.
Kua mutu taku hiko I te rohe o Te Tai Hauāuru I konei. E rua ngā ingoa I puta, ko te tamaiti a Tariana Turia arā ko Chris McKenzie, kai muri tataiho ko Adrian Rūrawhe. Engari he toko maha kaore I te paku mohi o ko ai kei te whakataetai. Wai ka hua, he nui tonu te mahi kei mua I a rātau katoa, kia mohi o ai Te Tai Hauāuru, ho wai rātau.
Right, back now is our political panel, our very own Willie Jackson, former MP, Tau Henare, and of course Taranaki columnist Dion Tuta, tēnā koutou. Okay, so the Māori Party, Labour Party and the Greens all represented in Te Tai Hauāuru. No mana candidate yet though, Willie, why?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not in mana.
You're connected to mana.
I don't know.
You're helping them strategise.
Tau and them know them better than me.
You were going to stand for them in Auckland?
No, I had no idea, but if I facilitated the debate there Monday night, Dion was there too.
So who stood out?
And, well, look, if it went on talent alone and who was the best, Mackenzie would win by a country mile. He's an exceptional, Chris is an exceptional candidate. Look, the Labour candidate's solid, but this Mackenzie's in another league, having been a ministerial advisor, been with Tariana. But, of course, as Tau knows, that doesn't all... just because you've got all the talent in the world, eh, Tau? It doesn't mean you're gonna win this...
Because Tau, you also had all the talent.
No. I wouldn't go that far.
Still got all the talent.
Was there a difference between talent and potential?
Yep.
Did you have all the potential in the world? And,
Oh, look, bro... Get back to the real issue, mate.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the real issues because some of those people...
Mackenzie's got the... Look, at the moment, Mackenzie's got the inside running. Nobody outside of the area seems to know who the candidates are. Even in the electorate, they're not too sure who's standing. But really, it's at the moment, bro, sign on the dotted line, Chris Mackenzie. Got a new haircut, got a new body, you know.
Well, okay, let's talk about the new body then, because he's in the Women's Weekly this week, Dion. He's in the Women's Weekly talking about whānau, talking about his dramatic weight loss. Do you think that's a good move politically, to be in the Women's Weekly?
I don't think it's going to hurt him. I mean, the Women's Weekly, obviously, right, it appeals to women. I'm not sure how many Te Tai Hauāuru women voters read the Women's Weekly, but, you know, it's women are predominantly, you know, have a better turnout for voting than men. So I don't think it can hurt him. I mean, it's not exactly the most, it's not sort of like the most radical or activist of magazines. But yeah, I think it's good. It profiles him as an individual, as a person, you know, as a family man, and sort of the things that he's looking about.
But you were at the debate.
Yeah, but he was. They were all good. They were all solid, very good. Chris did stand out. The thing that was interesting, it is a two-horse race, though. It is going to come down to Chris or Adrian. And Jack McDonald, who's very good, 21 years old, very earnest, very good at it. But, you know, he made it very clear that he's only out there for the party vote. So it's going to come down between Chris and Adrian. And of the two on the night, Chris did come across as a little bit more forthright.
You're in the electorate, Dion. What are the major... I mean, a lot of the people in the item that we just saw there talked about some of the major issues that's facing them, and most of them are talking about lack of jobs and worries about healthcare and things like that. Is that what you're getting on the ground in Te Tai Hauāuru?
Those are the major issues? You know, the people you interviewed on the street. You know, they're worried about youth, and that's heavily tied up with employment. You know, those sort of, and education. All those things are so interrelated. Absolutely. You know, Adrian, that was on Monday. That was a key focus for him. On a slightly, it was the same for Chris, but with a slightly different focus, more whānau oriented. But Labour with his, you know, Adrian with his focus is squarely focused on job creation. So, you know, those two guys in particular are hearing those messages and reflecting them back to their, you know, the people that they're trying to engage with.
You can see that a lot of them are really concerned about those issues, Willie. Does that mean they're not going to get out and vote because they are too concerned about just putting bread and butter on the table?
Well, that's the problem with our people. Are they going to get out and vote? And that's the problem that Chris has got. You see, and the other problem he's got is that the Labour candidate last time, who didn't have the big profile, took thousands of votes off Tariana Turia. And that's the problem Chris has got now. Although I think all three of us think Chris is without doubt the outstanding candidate and by right should take the seat. That's not how politics work. There's a blind vote for Labour, unfortunately. And, you know, Adrian's got a real chance because if we watched that clip again, most of them don't know who the candidates are. So there's a blind vote that goes to Labour. Thousands went the Labour candidate last time against the Queen in terms of Tariana Turia. So, you know...
She still won.
She still won, yes. But Mackenzie doesn't have anywhere near...
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's the whole problem. That's the whole problem with the Māori Party, is that they now have lost two leaders, you know, and it's the brand name.
That's right.
So that's what Chris is up against. But, you know, if I was a betting man at the Ellerslie races, the favourite at the moment...
Where he is every week. Okay.
You know,
what do you mean, if?
I have to give my hand up. Chris would be the favourite. Adrian would be the second. And that would be it.
And Jack's going to be Jack's going to be the Prime Minister one day.
One day.
I don't, but his party.
Actually, yeah, it's interesting because you know, Jack's 20 on the Green Party list, so you know they're going to have to poll.
He's not even going to get in.
But it's such a shame, you know. He just
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. You know, he's got so much more potential than Toe ever had. You know, he's just a great kid. And you know,
but, hey, Toe, out of all the comments that were made last week, Toe's comment was the most accurate because he described the Mana Internet Roadshow as being just a booze fest. And what happened last week?
We saw
booze.
Big booze up. And that's the internet Mana. I tell you this now. That coupling with Kim.com is going to destroy whatever Mana had as an independent Māori party.
And what about the comment from Kim.com from John Key calling Kim.com Laila Hari Sugar Daddy? I mean, you and Willie have been called worse, haven't you?
I laugh at
You've called other people worse.
I laugh at all of this because, I mean, a few names thrown here and there's editorials coming out your backside about how terrible it is.
That's right.
Willie and I, and me in particular, spent years fending off for what I'd said in the media. And I think, you know, my message to these campaigners out here is harden up and get on with the business.
And Toe's spot on because, you know, come on, Lila, get a life. In terms of the sugar daddy. And the other thing, in terms of these kids and all that, that's what kids do, you know, with this F. John Key stuff. We wouldn't put up with it at our marae, but young people act like that. They're getting activated, motivated, good on them. So let's not get too precious about things. And as Toe says, he's the most abused MP in the history of Māori MPs. I mean, you can understand why. But he takes it well, doesn't he, Dion? You know?
Especially from fellas like this.
I mean, and he deserved it, didn't he?
Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's a riveting conversation as per usual, but we're out of time. Mihi ana ki o koutou I taunaki marae tēnei ataka. Ki te anō I o koutou a tērā wiki. Back to you, Ori.
Nā kātahi tonu ka tutu ki ngā whakataetai whutu pōro tūroro te ao ki Denmark. Aha kua pēhea ko te tūranga tuawaru, te mutunga mō Aotearoa. Nā e hara I te tākaro mā te hunga ngāwari, I nā ko tahi kai te kaweite mana wahine.
Me matatau ki te taka hurihuri te ko wiriwiri o ngā wīra e ora I roto I tēnei tākaro e tapai anei, ko Murderball. E hara hoki te tākaro, mo te huna manawa harotu. Engari mo tēnei uri o mātātua e kore itu atu.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just need some more females.
Ka tāhia tōna ingoa ki ngā rārangi hitori mo tēnei tākaro, koe hoki te wahine tuatoru ki te uru atu ki te tīma wira pango o Aotearoa. Tērā nō nā whakaaro.
To be honest, there's a girl out there, you know, and as a guy, it's like, get away, you know, and you like, I like to think I'm pretty fast. And when she's going side by side with me, it's like, get out of here, you know, get out of here. But she is, you know, she's a real asset to our team. It's a unisex sport. We have a classification system like most disability sports, and they make a small allowance for females, and they just classify them slightly less, which works in our favour. The fact is, whether they made a small allowance for her or not, she is still a valuable asset to our team.
Mai te tīmatanga ka piata mai tōna maiatanga.
When Maia first came along, she started showing some signs and potential. I was like, well, you know, she's going to be a pretty decent player. Her development has accelerated so quickly, and she has so fast become a very, very strong player. And every time we see her, she's only been on the game for a couple of years, but every time we see her, she's that little bit faster, she's that little bit stronger. Her training ethic is probably second to none. She does rugby training, she does basketball training, she does individual training. And look, I'm really glad because she, like me, she's a mid-range player, and I really like working with her in combination. Sometimes we do double teams and things like that, and I really enjoy working with Maia because she's just got that extra bit of pace, and she's tough. She is really tough.
Kei roto anō hoki tōna kaha I te āhua whakawiriwiri I pāmai kia Maia. E ki te aina mā tānawe o te mura o te ahi mai te hauata waka, he te kaumā 8 maramanua te pakeke, whai ake he mate whakapokenga ki tōna tuara, pararai hanua. Ka mate tōna whaia te kaitiaki matua ia Maia, ka pā mai te pauritanga o te whakatonga, mai reira tahuri ai nā kai tākaro kōrea, me tōna hapori ki te hiki I tōna wairua. Mai rā no he wahine iti te kōrero, pai ake te tuku mana mahi I runga I te papa e kōrero. Me te aha I eke ki ngā mōkiri o te tīma I haere ki kānata.
The Canada Cup there, I don't know too much about it. It'll be just the top 8 teams in the world, yeah.
Tērā pēr koe nei te tauira hei hiki ake I ngā wawata, mō Maia me tōna tīma o ngā tākaro IWRF o te ao. Engari ko te titiro whānui kia eke ki te taumata o ngā taumā heke heke haua ki Rio.
Bit of everything, speed, agility.
Ahakoa ngā piki me ngā heke.
Get smashed out onto the ground. Yeah. After the whistle goes and they're allowed to come on.
I nā kei te pupuhi o te wihara te whakatau whakamutunga. Ka wani ke koe, Maia.
Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for Wakahuia's story about Dame Ngāneko Minhinik, who heard today that her fight for Ngāti Teata burial grounds has successfully stopped mining on the site for at least a year.
Nō reire tiwi nā mātou katoa te hōtaka nei o Marae kia mai te rā kia ai o te noho.
He mea tau toko na te manga. Hei pāho.